one would you choose? This is the woman. We're talking about the person. Exactly. Who? Very good. Let's move to number 4. I'm so sorry. My brother likes food. If we're talking about something, an object, or maybe an animal. A, B, or C?
Which?
Which, exactly. Thank you, Adalis. Let's see 2 more. Let's go to number 5. This is the boy. Who, which, or where?
Who?
Who? Perfect, Jody. Thank you. This is the boy who helped me with my homework. And a library is a place. Cuando hablábamos de lugares.
Where? Where? Where?
Perfect, perfect, ladies. Where? Thank you. So there are 4 more. Is that the place? Again, estamos hablando de un lugar.
Where? Where?
Where? Perfect. Where the accident happened. Peter is an excellent cook. Hablamos de una persona, de un chef.
Who?
Who cooks delicious dishes? Good. Number 9, the shoes. We're talking about shoes, an object. What do we use?
Which?
Which? Which?
Which. Perfect. Which my sister wears are expensive. And Lucy lives in a place.
Where? Where?
Where?
Perfect. We're talking about a place. Perfect, guys. So this is just a short review of last class. We were discussing a little bit about the relative pronouns, right? And how to use them. So now we're going to begin with today's class. As you know, today we're going to continue with lesson number 11. This time we're moving to lesson B. So here we have some discoveries, guys. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Help me, guys, matching the headlines of a few articles with the images we have there. Which one do you think corresponds to the first image? Which title do you think corresponds to the first image? ¿Cuál de los 3 títulos corresponderá a esta imagen?
Number 3. Number 3.
Okay, number 3 could be. What about the second picture?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay. Do you agree, number 2?
One. Number 1.
Number 1, yes, and number 1. 5,000-year-old body found in the Alps. And farmers, ojo, no hay que dejarse un poco confundir por ciertas palabras. Farmers uncover an ancient army in the fields. Let's see. Okay, you did a good job with the matching. Now it's the turn to see what are these pictures about? What are these pictures talking about? So for that, we're going to start with a short reading. Let's make a short reading of the book. So I'm going to make it bigger. I think that the book is already on your screen. I hope you can see it. Espero que ya puedan ver el libro porque me van a ayudar leyendo estos 3 primeros artículos. Okay. So we're going to begin with this one, that someone found an easy and fast way to cook food. let's begin. If you find any new word, please guys, ask so everybody can know the meaning of that new word. Can you help me reading this first part, please? Lisette, can you help me reading this first paragraph, please?
Okay, teacher. Percy LeBaron Spencer, an engineer, was working on radar from the army. One day, he was walking past a machine when the chocolate bar in his pocket melted. He was curious, so he did a test. He put a small bowl of popcorn in front of the machine. As expected, a minute later, it started popping and jumping out of the bowl.
Thank you, Liz. Now let's continue with the second paragraph. Can you help me reading the second part, please? This time, Vane Vélez, can you help me reading the second part, please?
Spencer realized the microwave from the radar were heating the food. Next, he made a metal box and sent microwave into the through a hole. When he put some food in the box, it cooked. This was the first microwave oven invented totally by chance.
Exactly. So here we have an invention, right? A discovery. Tenemos un invento, un descubrimiento, right? So what do you think, guys, is the meaning of this word, pocket? It's something we have on the clothes, especially on pants. ¿Qué serán los pockets? Algo que tenemos nosotros en la ropa que ocupamos para guardar cosas.
¿Bolsillo?
Exacto, los bolsillos. So let me write it over here. Pocket. What about the verb melt? ¿Qué significará ahora el verbo melt? Any idea? For example, when you let your chocolate out in a sunny day, what happened with the chocolate or something that it's easy to melt? Or with an ice cream?
¿Se derrite?
Exactly. Cuando ustedes dejan un helado o un chocolate en el sol, va a ocurrir lo de este verbo, melt, se va a derretir. Okay, so this is how the first microwave was discovered, just by chance. De casualidad, that would be the meaning of this phrase we have at the end, by chance, ¿sí? Por casualidad. De pura casualidad fue que se descubrió el primer microondas, ¿no? Look at this. This is how it happened. So, using a radar or a radar was the invention that we use and or everybody has at home at least one, and help us to prepare food in a very fast way, right? Here we have, he made a metal box and sent microwaves into it through the hole, right? So when we put some food in the box, it cooked. This was the first microwave oven, or how this was invented. Thank you, guys. So let's continue with the second article, okay? So I'm going to ask this time to help me reading this, please. Marjorie, can you help me reading this second paragraph, the second article, please?
Yes, teacher. In 1991, two German tourists, Helmut and Erika Simon, were hiking in the mountain in Italy near the border with Austria. They were coming back down the mountain when one of them saw something in the ice. As they got closer, they realized that they were looking at a man's body. They reported the body and carried on hiking.
Exactly, they carry on hiking. Remember, hiking, that would be a verb. No tenemos el verbo hiking. ¿Qué significa? Remember the word hiking. What's the meaning of this verb?
Sendero.
Es un verbo, tiene que ver con el sendero. Sería caminar, ¿no? O hacer senderismo en ese caso. So they reported the body and they continue walking, ¿no? Y siguieron caminando, siguieron con su ruta. Let's continue with the next part. Can you help me reading this next paragraph, please, this time? Pame Pineda, help me reading this second paragraph, please.
Yes, teacher. When the police arrived the next day, they tried to get the body out of the ice. Everyone thought that it was the body of an unlucky mountain climber, and they weren't very careful. They accidentally tore the clothes and also broke one arm. But when scientists studied the body, they were shocked. Amazingly, the body was 5,000 years old. He was quickly given the name Oti, the Iceman. Oti is one of the oldest, most complete human bodies ever found.
Okay, good. So we're talking that they just thought that it was a normal body, right? Pensaron que se trataba de un cuerpo común y corriente el que fue encontrado en el hielo. So what happened? When the police arrived, they tried to get the body out of the ice. The good thing was that the body was on the ice. No, lo bueno fue que ese cuerpo estaba conservado en el hielo. So look at this. They thought that it was a normal body. No pensaron que era el cuerpo de cualquier persona. So they accidentally tore the clothes. ¿Sí? Accidentalmente. That would be the meaning of this word. Sí, entonces accidentalmente, ¿qué pasó? What's the meaning of this word, tore? It's right here. This is the past of a verb. Es el pasado de un verbo regular, que sería el verbo tear, y significa rasgar. En este caso sería rasgaron. Rasgaron accidentalmente la ropa del cuerpo que estaba ahí en el hielo y rompieron uno de sus brazos, ¿no? Also, they broke one arm. But when scientists studied the body, they were shocked. ¿Sí? Cuando ya estudiaron el cuerpo, hicieron la autopsia y todo lo demás, estuvieron asombrados. This body was 5,000 years old. Tenía 5,000 años de haber estado en el hielo ahí. So he was given the name of the guy in the ice, right? The Iceman. Le nombraron como el hombre de hielo, ¿no? This is the oldest, most complete human bodies ever found. So we have a very, we can say an accidental discovery again. Un descubrimiento que fue realizado de forma accidental. Let's move to the next one, guys. Vamos al último descubrimiento. By the way, it's one of the most interesting discoveries so far. Let's see. Can you help me reading the first part of this article, please? This is a little bit longer, so let's begin with the first paragraph. Can you help me reading this one, Leandro, please?
In 1974, local farmers were digging in Xi'an, a city in China. They were looking for water, but instead they found a life-size shoulder made out of terracotta. Fortunately, the farmers stopped digging before they damaged anything, and some archaeologists arrived to look at the area. Surprisingly, there was not just one, but thousands of clay shoulders that were made around 2,200 years ago, and they were buried or purpose together with the body of the first emperor of China.
Thank you, Leandro. So yes, here we have the story of the Terracotta's army, right? Which was found in China. Here we have that local farmers were digging. Remember that this verb dig means excavar, ¿no? Cuando ustedes, por ejemplo, están en la playa y están sacando arena para construir los castillos, you are digging, right? So digging would be excavar. Local farmers were digging, ¿no? Los granjeros, podría ser los agricultores locales, estaban excavando en busca de agua. Y lo que se encontraron fue con los soldados. Look at this. Fortunately, the farmers stopped digging before they damage anything. Afortunadamente, sería el significado de esta palabra, los agricultores, los granjeros, pararon de excavar antes de dañar algo de lo que habían encontrado. Soon archaeologists arrived to look up the area. ¿Sí? Luego llamaron a los arqueólogos y ellos ya se encargaron de excavar adecuadamente. Sorpresivamente, no se encontraron solo con un soldado, ¿no? There was not just one, but thousands of clay soldiers. Sí, había miles de soldados. They were made out 2,200 years ago. Dice que fueron hechos alrededor de 2,200 años atrás y fueron enterrados a propósito. Así tenemos el significado de esta palabra, ¿no? On purpose, a propósito, junto con el cuerpo del primer emperador de China, right? Together with the body of the first emperor of China. So let's see what comes next. Veamos qué sigue después. Once they found this army, this second and last paragraph, can you help me reading Please, Daniel Garces.
Yes, teacher. Archaeologists now believe that there are around 6,000 soldiers on their horse in the Terracotta Army, but most of them are still buried underground. All of the soldiers look different. Some are tall, some are short, and they all have different clothes and face. Archaeologists think 700,000 people helped to make them.
Yes, exactly. So look at this. There are around 6,000 soldiers and also horses. It was a whole army. Sí, es totalmente un ejército, básicamente, el de los soldados de terracota. 6,000 soldados y sus caballitos, ¿no? Aún están algunos enterrados. Here we have. Most of them are still buried underground. Aún siguen, ¿no? Enterrados bajo tierra. That would be the meaning of this phrase. Enterrados bajo tierra, ¿no? Buried underground. Lo que ha desatado cientos de historias alrededor del ejército de soldados de terracota es que todos y cada uno de los soldados son diferentes, ¿no? No es como si hubiesen hecho de un molde todos los 6,000 soldados. Cada uno es diferente. Unos son más altos, otros son más bajos. Sí, las ropas el traje de los soldados son diferentes. Eso ha hecho o ha dado pie a un sinnúmero de películas, ¿no? So maybe you have seen some of them. And look at this, archaeologists think 7,000 people helped to make them. Se cree que tal vez 700,000 personas ayudaron a realizar o a levantar este ejército para poder enterrar al primer emperador de China junto con su ejército. Imagine that. There are just a lot of people making this entire army, right? So can you guys help me with these questions? Who made the discovery? Can you remember who discovered the microwave? Who made the discovery of the microwave? ¿Quién descubrió el microondas? Can you remember?
Percy Lee Barton, teacher.
Exactly, this guy, this engineer, right? Percy Lee Byron Spencer, exactly. What about the body in the eyes? Who discovered the body?
Helmut and Erika.
Excellent. And the last one, who discovered the soldiers or the army?
Local farmers.
Local farmers, exactly. The ones who were looking for water. Perfect. You know what exactly the invention or discovery is, right? We have the first invention, who was the microwave. The second invention, that was the very ancient body on the ice. And the last discovery, we have this terracotta army, right? So as you can see here, we have different inventions who in some cases are made by chance. So all these words we have right here on yellow are known as adverbials of lucky and chance, okay? So we're going to make a short review about them. Vamos a revisar un poquito sobre estos adverbios de suerte, puede ser. Sí, se pueden conocer como adverbios de suerte o de casualidad. Let me share with you a short link of these. Where is it? Okay, can you see the screen, guys? With the words that we were just talking about?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, here we're going to see 10 words to talk about luck or chance would be the words that we saw in the readings highlighted. Sí, vamos a revisar las palabras que estaban subrayadas en amarillo, que son tomadas en cuenta o conocidas como adverbios de suerte y de casualidad. Okay, so here we have sorpresivamente. Can you remember how do we say this in English? ¿Cómo decíamos sorpresivamente en inglés?
Surprisingly.
Good, thank you. Surprisingly, exactly. So what about the next? What do you think is the meaning of this one? ¿Qué significará esta frase? As expected.
Como se esperaba.
Como se esperaba, como teníamos esperado, ¿no? Como era de esperar. Good. Let's continue with the next. Luckily. What's the meaning of this?
Afortunadamente.
Afortunadamente, por suerte. Good. So we have the next. Unfortunately, el opuesto.
Desafortunadamente.
Desafortunadamente, exactly. Good. What about by chance? Remember, can you remember what's the meaning of this?
Por casualidad.
Por casualidad o de casualidad. Good. Look at the following. On purpose. What's the meaning of this?
A propósito.
A propósito, exactly. We have accidentally. What's the meaning of this?
Accidentalmente.
Exacto, como en español, accidentalmente. Good. What about amazingly? What do you think is the meaning of this one?
Sorprendentemente.
Okay, good. Asombrosamente. Más que sorprendentemente, asombrosamente. Good. And we have two more. Can you help me with the meaning of this one? Fortunately.
Afortunadamente.
Afortunadamente sería un sinónimo de luckily, ¿no? Como de por suerte o afortunadamente. Good. And the last one we have the word suddenly. What's the meaning of suddenly? Si decimos, por ejemplo, I was walking on the street and suddenly I found $1,000. ¿No? Estaba caminando por la calle y suddenly me encontré $1,000. De repente, exactly, de repente, right? Y de repente me encontré $100. Good. So here we have some of these adverbials of luck and chance, and you help me with the meanings of each one of them. So now we're going to practice this. I'm so sorry. We're going to practice this And we're going to make a short game, okay? So you're going to work. You're going to work individually. And what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to choose. How do we say the word in English, okay? So let me see. Let me see and let me share with you the link so you can know how to play this with me. Give me a second, something is wrong here. So something's wrong with it and we are not willing to play by teams. So we're going to make just a short review, okay? So let me just share with you the screen and you're going to help me with the answers. Help me guys with the answer of this one. How do we say por suerte? Can you remember that?
True.
Number 2, suddenly, por suerte.
Luckily.
Luckily, exactly, luckily. Good. So this would be the right answer, okay? Luckily, good. What about de casualidad? How do we say de casualidad?
By chance.
By chance, good, by chance. Sorpresivamente.
Suddenly.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly fits better, good. Surprisingly, just it's with you. Good. So surprisingly would fit better than suddenly, okay? Good. Como era de esperarse. Como era de esperar, can you remember?
As expected.
As expected.
Good, as expected. Exactly. Desafortunadamente. How do we say that?
Unfortunately.
Good. Unfortunately, good. And it's all together. Good. And this one, this is easy, accidentalmente.
Accidentally.
Good, accidentally. We need to use it with double L, so sorry. Me faltó una L por ahí. Asombrosamente, you told me.
Amazingly.
Amazingly, good. Amazingly, good. Thank you so much, guys. So we made a short review of these adverbials of luck and chance. Now, what are we going to see during this unit? In this unit, we're going to remember the use of these articles, guys. How do we use the article a, an, and da? Okay. Can you maybe remember the use of them? Vamos a ver. Let me share with you the whiteboard. Con la pizarra en blanco, ustedes me van a ayudar a recordar cuál era el uso de estos artículos. Okay. How do we use these articles a or an? Can you remember what's the meaning of these articles? ¿Cuál era el significado de estos artículos?
Una, teacher.
Una. Okay. Let me write over here. Una. ¿Qué más? Una y uno, right? So we referred, or we are going to use this one when we talk about what? Singular or plural? ¿Cuándo lo ocupamos? ¿Singular o plural?
Singular.
Good. We're going to use it for singular words, okay? So guys, can you tell me when do we use this? ¿Cuándo ocupamos el a y cuándo ocupamos el an? Help me. ¿Cómo se usaban?
Use an when the next word starts with vocal.
Okay, we use an when the next word starts with a vowel, you say, right? That's when we are going to use an, when the next word starts with a vowel. Can you give me an example, guys? How would it be?
An apple.
An apple, exactly. When the next word starts with a vowel, we're going to use the article an, right? An apple, we can say an elephant. We can say an orange, right? Okay, what happens with a then? ¿Qué pasa entonces con el artículo a cuando lo ocupamos? ¿Cuándo ocupan entonces ustedes el artículo a? For example, if you have a car.
With the next word start a consonant. With
Exactly.
A book.
When the next word starts with a consonant. And yes, we can say a book as well. Oops. Sorry, a book. Or we can say hospital, right? Okay, so tell me guys, what's the difference between these two? Why am I writing here with a y here with an? ¿Por qué utilizaré an en esta segunda si empieza con consonante? What do you think is the difference?
Porque la H no suena.
Exactly. The H is going to be silent this time. Sí, en este caso la H es silenciosa, no tiene ningún sonido. Y por el contrario, lo que escuchamos es el sonido de la vocal que sigue después de la H, ¿no? En este caso tenemos an hour. Si vamos directamente o pronunciamos directamente la O, an hour. So that's why we're going to use an. Cuando la consonante está actuando de forma silenciosa, como en este caso, si la siguiente y la siguiente pues letra es una vocal, vamos a ocupar el an, ¿no? El ejemplo más común es este, an hour. It's not the case of a hospital, right? No es el caso de la palabra hospital, que tiene un sonido, tenemos o se tiende a escuchar una J, ¿no? A hospital, a house, a home, right? Tiene una J de por medio. So, we remember, or we have made a just review of the use of this article. Sí, ya hemos revisado cómo utilizar este artículo. What we're going to do is we're gonna remember how to use some other articles. Sí, vamos a recordar el uso de un par de artículos más. So, can you tell me, guys, what's the meaning of this article that you use a lot? ¿Cuál es el significado de este artículo que mucho, mucho? ¿Qué significa? The article that.
El,
El, ¿qué más?
la,
Ujú.
los y las.
Exactly. So here we have more meanings for one just word, right? Esta palabrita pequeña tiene varios significados. El, la, los, las. So, we're talking about singular, plural, or both. ¿Qué ocupamos aquí? Singular, plural o los dos.
Singular and plural.
Singular and plural forms, exactly. So this works for singular and also for plural. No, nos sirve para los dos, singular y plural. Now, even though we use them for everything, sí, a pesar de que lo vamos para todo, absolutamente para todo, hay algunos usos específicos de este artículo. So I'm going to write over here some of the examples and you're going to help me guessing what are the uses, okay? Les voy a escribir algunos ejemplos y ustedes me van a tratar de adivinar cuáles son los usos, ¿ok? So pay attention to the examples, guys. Pongan mucha atención a los ejemplos. Vayan pensando cuáles serán los usos. Think about the possible uses we can have for this article, guys. Think about the possible uses, guys. Maybe, do you have any idea of what are the uses? Vayan pensando cuáles son las reglas, cuáles son los posibles usos de este artículo da. Acuérdense que muchas veces lo ocupamos en, pero no siempre va a ser así. So, try to think on the possible rules. Sí, vayan pensando en las posibles reglas para el uso de estos, ¿no? I have some more. Let me just write 2 more examples. Think about the possible uses, guys. When do we use these articles? Any idea? ¿Cuándo ocupábamos estos artículos, chicos?
Superlative adjectives.
Okay.
Specific subject. Countries.
Okay.
Objects. And places.
Let's go one by one, okay? Vamos uno por uno. So, Odalis told us with the name of some countries, what, right? So this is absolutely true. Or the okay, before the name of some countries. Not all the countries, okay, before the name of some countries. Justo antes del nombre de algunos países. Generalmente, los países que ocupan este artículo da are going to be the USA and the United Kingdom, okay. Generalmente esos son los dos países que ocupan el artículo antes del nombre del país. Usualmente cuando hablamos nosotros de países no vamos a ocupar ningún artículo, ¿no? Cuando ustedes dicen in Ecuador, I have lived all my life, for example. Sí, en Ecuador he vivido toda mi vida. No ocupamos el artículo da, sí, únicamente con algunos países. Este es el caso de Estados Unidos y del Reino Unido. So you also told me with some superlatives. Exactly. Here we have the most elegant, right? Always you're going to use this article da with superlative forms. Cuando hablamos o formamos los superlativos, ¿sí? Acuérdense, el más elegante, el más bonito, el más divertido, el más aburrido, siempre ocupamos el artículo the, ¿no? The most intelligent, the fastest, the funniest, or whatever you want to say. When else do we use this article? ¿Cuándo más ocupamos este artículo? What about this? Si les digo, por ejemplo, the violin, the guitar, the drums, the harp. What are we talking about here? ¿Cuándo ocuparemos este artículo da entonces?
For instruments?
When you are talking about musical instruments, before a musical instrument, you're going to use this article. For example, you say, I know how to play the guitar, right? Ustedes generalmente dicen, yo sé cómo tocar la guitarra, el piano, los tambores, ¿no es cierto? So you're going to use an article that before any musical instrument. Good. Let's continue with this. What if we say the Amazon River, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean? When do we use the article in this case? We say that the Wando River, what do you say, what do you think? When are we going to use this article that? Any idea?
Geographical areas. Zonas
With
geográficas.
some, okay, with some geographical areas, specifically, guys, with the rivers and oceans. When you talk about any river or ocean, you're going to use this article that. What about this? If we say the Eiffel Tower, if we talk about the Statue of Liberty, if we talk about the Taj Mahal, what do you think we are talking about?
Are buildings or monuments?
Exactly, with the names of famous buildings or monuments, right? When you're talking about any famous building, you're going to use the article before the name.
Teacher,
Yes, tell me.
¿en qué sección entraría, por ejemplo, si queremos decir el parque? ¿En la de lugares específicos como ríos y océanos o en la de famosas construcciones? Por ejemplo, podría ser de Park Carolina o de Central Park.
Sería en, son famosos, son lugares famosos, ¿no? Would be like famous buildings, monuments, or places. Let's make a slash here and we are adding places. Sí, por ejemplo, sí, es un buen ejemplo. Could be the Central Park or in our case, the Carolinas Park, right? So let me add it over here.
De Carondelet Palace.
Exactly, could be. El Palacio de Carondelet. Exactly, the Carondelet's Palace. Good. Here we have another section. It's going to be quite hard for you, but we're going to use this article when we refer to a specific group. Cuando nos referimos a un grupo específico de personas, también vamos a ocupar el artículo da. For example, when you say, cuando ustedes se refieren, ¿no?, a un grupo de personas. Por ejemplo, los ricos, los pobres, los famosos. Cuando dicen los nerds, los aplicados, los vagos, lo que ustedes quieran decir, están agrupando a personas, ¿no es cierto? Están haciendo parte de un solo grupo. Cuando se refieren a ese grupo de personas, ocupan el artículo da. Here we have the rich, the poor, the famous, ¿sí? Los ricos, los pobres, los famosos, etcétera, etcétera. También ocupamos el artículo da. And, for example, in this case, what do you think? ¿Qué pasa en este ejemplo? The moon, the stars, the sun. ¿Cuándo ocuparemos el artículo da? Any idea? When you talk about, guys, when you talk about something specific or unique, you're going to use the article da. Cuando hablamos de que algo es único, único en su especie, ¿no? En este caso tenemos una sola luna, ¿no? Un solo sol. Las estrellas son algo específico y único en su tipo, ¿no? We're going to use this article. So we have the moon, the stars, and also with some expressions of time. You're going to use the article as well. For example, we have at the moment, right? By the time. We also have, let me write it over here. And we can use it with these cases. We also use it when we talk about the relative clauses. Sí, cuando hacemos cláusulas como las que vimos la relative clauses, we are also going to use the article da. But these are like the most common examples. What's missing here is the pronunciation. So let me write again. Da. Nuevamente vamos acá con el artículo da. We have two set of pronunciation or how to pronounce this word. Sí, hay dos tipos de pronunciaciones para este artículo. Ustedes tienen da y tienen di. When do we use each one? ¿Cuándo ocupamos cada una? This is very important with pronunciation. Let me write it over here. When do you think we're going to pronounce the? The USA, the UK, the violin, the guitar, the drums. What's the difference in the sound? ¿Cuándo elijo pronunciar con da y cuándo elijo pronunciar con di? Pay attention, guys. According to these examples, when are we going to use the first pronunciation? ¿Cuándo ocuparían la primera pronunciación? Look at the words. Yo, Diana.
D sería para the words that begin with a vocal.
A vowel, okay, exactly.
Vocal.
When the next word starts with a vowel, we're going to make the sound of D. ¿Sí? Cuando la siguiente empiece con una vocal, el sonido va a ser D. Pero cuando empieza con una consonante, la siguiente palabra, pues tenemos el sonido DA. The dog, the car, the Pacific Ocean, the moon. This is very important, guys. Esto es muy importante. La pronunciación o que ustedes empleen esta pronunciación en lugar de va a hacer que ustedes suban su nivel en cuanto a inglés. ¿Sí? When you are given, for example, a speaking and you pronounce this article in the right way, you're going to get a higher score. ¿Sí? Van a tener un puntaje más alto si emplean o pronuncian este artículo de la forma adecuada. ¿No? The or the, that would be the sound. Remember, the car, the dog, the book, and the orange, the apple, the hour, the USA, or the UK. So you're going to use the sound before a vowel, okay? So this is more or less what we have as the use of these two articles. Sí, este es más o menos el uso que podemos tener de estos dos artículos. Tanto a o an, que lo ocupamos para singular, como el artículo da, que lo ocupamos tanto para singular como para plural. Okay, guys, do you have any question about this? Preguntas sobre el uso de los artículos. Any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, guys. As you know, it's not so difficult. We just need to remember a little bit of the rules. It's a good idea for you to remember them. Is just to remember one example. Sí, una idea que les puedo dar para que les ayude a ustedes o les sea mucho más fácil recordar el uso de los artículos sería recordar al menos un ejemplo. Sí, de esa forma ustedes no van a tener problemas para recordar el uso de los artículos. So let's see if you can help me doing this. When we don't use any article, guys, algo que nos hacía falta revisar es que hay situaciones en las que ustedes no van a ocupar ningún artículo. Sí, let me, yes, we're still here in the screen. Let's write it over here, no article. Va a haber situaciones en las que ustedes no necesiten ocupar ningún artículo. ¿Cuándo sucede eso? When you write most of sí, cuando hablamos casi siempre de los nombres de los países, ¿no? No vamos a ocupar ningún artículo. For example, if you say Peru, you say Canada, you say Ecuador, you are not going to use any article. You don't use any article when you say, for example, when you use or you refer to the meals. Sí, cuando se refieren a las comidas, no van a ocupar ningún artículo. Por ejemplo, cuando ustedes dicen, I'm having breakfast. Sí, voy a desayunar. No dicen, I'm having the breakfast, sino únicamente breakfast, únicamente. So let me write it also the examples. So you won't forget. Para que no se les olvide, les escribo aquí los ejemplos. En la mayoría de países, I was saying, for example, Ecuador or maybe Canada, you don't need to use any article before the name. Argentina, for example, when you talk about the meals, I was saying, when we say breakfast, when we talk about having breakfast, lunch or maybe dinner. Sí, en cualquiera de esas comidas no vamos a ocupar el artículo. When you talk about how do we say this? Free time activities. In these cases, you're not going to use any article. Sin ningún artículo para estos casos. Sobre todo cuando ustedes están hablando de países o también cuando hablan de las comidas, ¿no? There are some others as well. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you. Probably you're going to see in the next level, but it's a good idea that you know beforehand how to use them. Sí, es bueno que ustedes tengan una idea de cuándo se ocupa o cuándo no van a ocupar este tipo de artículos, porque muchas veces le ponen el artículo da o el artículo a o an a todo. Sí, entonces hay que tener mucho cuidado con el uso de los artículos. I was saying that we are not going to use any article. Here I have. When we talk about some phrases, about routines, ¿sí? Cuando hay algunas frases específicas sobre las rutinas, no vamos a ocupar nosotros este artículo. For example, when you say, go to the bed, routines. When you say, for example, I always go to the university. I always go, sorry. I can change color. Go to work. Go to school. Or maybe when you want to say, go to bed, for example, this is a very common one. I always go to bed at 7 a.m., for example. So with some fixed phrases about routines, you're going to skip the use of the specific phrases about routines. In these cases, you're not going to use any articles, so pay attention to that. Let's see if you get it. You're going to help me complete a short reading about that discovery using or completing with the article a, an, or the, if it's the case. If we don't need any article, don't worry, because we can skip using the article. So let me share with you the book, and I'm going to ask you some help to complete this short discovery. Okay, let me share with you the book.
Teacher.
Yes, tell me, Alexander.
¿Podría indicar otra vez la parte donde dice con ríos o lagos?
Sure,
océanos.
sure. Let me share with you again. Ahí está.
Y teacher, ahí podríamos agregarle waterfalls o lakes también, o no es necesario.
We use it more with rivers or oceans. Omitimos para el caso de waterfalls. Sí, cuando ustedes, por ejemplo, si queremos referirnos a la cascada de Peguche. No, en español sí ocupamos el artículo la cascada. En inglés vamos a omitir el artículo. Nosotros decimos at Peguche's waterfall. ¿Sí? No ocupamos el artículo da, más bien ocupamos el artículo at. No. At, I don't know, maybe, ¿qué otro nombre de cascada sé? At seven waterfalls place, for example. ¿Sí? En las 7 cascadas. ¿Sí? No ocupamos el artículo da, únicamente para ríos o para océanos. Si ustedes quieren referirse, por ejemplo, a la laguna de Yaguarcocha, at Yaguarcocha's lake or lagoon. Sí, para el caso de lagunas, lagos, cascadas, no ocupamos el artículo da. Ahí se omite ese artículo.
Ya, teacher, gracias.
That's a good question. Thank you so much. Okay, I think now we can go back to the book, and I'm going to ask you guys to help me completing these phrases. So we're going to see about the discovery of this lizard. Sí, vamos a leer el descubrimiento de este nuevo tipo de lagartija, a lizard. So help me guys completing with the corresponding articles. Ayúdenme a completar con los artículos correspondientes. ¿Cómo nos quedaría la número 1, Anthony? Help me with number 1.
Maybe. Tengo miedo. Toca completarle con cualquiera de los que nos enseñó hace rato, ¿verdad, Liz?
Ajá.
De Vietnam.
O tal vez no artículo.
De Vietnam.
Okay. The Vietnam Academy of Science. Good. What about number 2? Can you help me, Odalis?
Yes, teacher. Was at a small village.
village. Exactly. Estuvo en una pequeña villa, ¿no? Was at a small village restaurant. Good. What about number 3 and 4? Can you help me, guys? What would it be? While he was eating, he saw. Mientras estaba comiendo, vio. ¿Cuál ocupábamos con singular?
A box.
A box, right? Una caja de. He saw a box of lizards. Which one would you use in number 4? Mientras estaba comiendo, él vio una caja de lagartijas en
The cooking bench.
in the cooking bank. Exactly. Sorry, iba a decir ventana. En la banca, ¿no? En un banco de la cocina. In the cooking bank or bank, sorry. He thought they looked unusual, so he sent some pictures too. Él envió algunas fotos a What do you think? ¿A quién será? Él mandó algunas fotos al biólogo L. Lee Grismer in America.
The
Exactly. To the biologist in America, L. Lee Grismer. When Grismer saw, cuando él vio, ¿qué será? ¿Cómo decimos las fotos?
the pictures.
The pictures, when he saw the pictures, he was sure, él estaba seguro que las lagartijas, ¿cómo sería?
The lizards.
The lizards, good. The lizards were special. So he wanted to be, él quería ser el único, ¿cómo diríamos? Exactly. He wanted to be the scientist to make the discovery, right? Él quería ser el científico que haga el descubrimiento, ¿no? The discovery. So he got on, se subió en
A plane.
in a plane, exactly. He got on a plane, se subió en un avión. To, ¿qué pasaba con los países? Con la mayoría de países.
No article.
No article, exactly. Aquí vamos a omitir el artículo, no necesitamos ningún artículo. He got on a plane to Vietnam. Then he rode on motorbike for 8 hours. Y luego él manejó, ¿qué? A motorbike, right? Una motocicleta por 8 horas. To get para llegar del aeropuerto al restaurante, ¿cómo dirían?
Airport to a restaurant.
Mm-mm. What do you think?
The airport.
From the airport, good. From the airport to. Hacia el restaurante, ¿cómo diríamos?
The restaurant.
To the restaurant. From two different places. From the airport to the. But unfortunately, when he was traveling, pero desafortunadamente cuando él estaba viajando, el dueño del restaurante, ¿cómo diríamos él?
The restaurant.
Restaurant owner cook lizards. Cocinó a las lagartijas, ¿cómo diríamos? Las.
The lizard.
Cook the lizards, right? Desafortunadamente, mientras él viajaba, el dueño ya había cocinado a las lagartijas y las había servido a sus clientes, ¿no? And served them to his customers. When Grismer arrived, they were all gone. Sí, cuando ya él había llegado, ya no había lagartijas. Luckily, afortunadamente,
A nearby restaurant.
exactly, a nearby restaurant, un restaurante cercano, also had the same kind of lizards on the menu. Sí, afortunadamente, dice, otro restaurante que quedaba cerca también tenía o disponía de estas lagartijas en el menú. Let's see what happened next. We move. The species of lizard was new to scientists, but not to the Vietnamese villagers. Sí, estas especies de lagartijas eran nuevas para los científicos, pero no eran nuevas para los vietnamitas que ya se las comían, ¿no? So look at these different discoveries. Aquí tenemos ya descubrimientos nuevos, right? Good. So you did a good job completing this short article. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make your classwork. Let me share with you. I'm going to share a link so you can complete. What is your task today? As we have just did, you will have to complete with the articles a, an, or the. What corresponds or what fits best in the next exercise. So let me share with you the screen and also the link. Can you see the link on the screen, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So once you open the link, you're going to find this. Si una vez que ustedes abran el link, se van a encontrar con esto. You're going to see some different short readings, 3 paragraphs. Se van a encontrar con 3 lecturas cortitas, 3 párrafos. Look at this, we have 3 different paragraphs. What are you going to do? You're going to choose the right article to use. Van a escoger el artículo que mejor corresponda para completar estas frases. Puede ser a, an, da, or no article, cuando no necesiten un artículo. Okay? So, my mother is. Which one would you use? Mi mamá es. An English teacher. Good. most of the time when we talk about professions, we're going to use the article a o an. Sí, casi siempre cuando nos referimos a nuestras profesiones, vamos a ocupar el artículo a o an. ¿Ok? An architect, a student, a teacher, ¿sí? Cuando nos referimos a profesiones, casi siempre van antecedidas por este artículo, ¿no? So, my mother is an English teacher and I am, which one would you use?
An.
I am
a student. Acuérdense, si la siguiente empieza con consonante va a ser a, ¿no? I am a student. Soy un estudiante. Y luego continúan completando, ¿no? Los demás párrafos con los artículos que corresponden. Is it clear, guys? Once you complete that, you're going to send the answers to the teacher and you're going also to upload the evidence to your classwork number 15. I'm going to create the activity, by the way. Sí, ya les creo la actividad con el nombre de classwork número 15. And after 15 minutes, guys, I'm going to explain you how is it going to be your homework. Sí, en 15 minutos ya les explico cómo va a ser su tarea, su deber. ¿Ok?